guys the wide-angle view here of the Palace of the Parliament so you can see the front facade of this incredible structure. Second biggest building in the entire world and 75% empty. Complete dictatorial egomania. And there's Unirii Boulevard coming off right in front of the imposing mansion. Really cool. This is the second largest building on planet Earth after the US Pentagon. This was built in 1984 or so by the dictator Ceaușescu. One of the most stunningly outrageous examples of megalomania that you'll encounter on planet Earth when it comes to dictators. I'm going to try to go get a tour, a guided tour of the building, which costs 40 lei, Romanian lei. So about just under 10 euros, I guess. So I'm definitely looking forward to heading inside. I'm actually sweating already, and I've only been out of the taxi for about 2 minutes. It is a hot, muggy day here in Bucharest. That is just an incredible structure. Huge building, and this is only the side of it. Pretty interestingly enough, about 75% of the building remains completely unused. It's just way too much space for the current government's needs. Nobody needs this much room, except the Pentagon perhaps. But you get the idea. Pretty amazing structure, built for a pretty insidious purpose, but nevertheless, it's been built, so what are they going to do? Demolish it? Of course not. 1/9 of the entire city of Bucharest was razed and rezoned in order for this to be built. Pretty interesting history. Impressive.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in the beginning I am about to tell you a few general informations about the building, and then I'm gonna tell you a few words about this room where we are now. This room was supposed to be a theater. The capacity of the room is 600 chairs, and up there you can see the biggest chandelier in the entire palace. It weighs no less than 5 tons, and it's all made of crystal from Mediaș. Now let's go straight ahead. You can take a look at the costumes or the other way to see the paintings if you want. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the smallest room that you can see on the tour. I don't know if it's the smallest room in the building, probably not, but on the tour it is the smallest one. And as you can see, the columns are pink marble faced. The pink marble is also from Romania, more exactly from Rușchița. Rușchița is located in the western part of our country. And I have to tell you that the pink marble, it is so special because you can find it in only a few countries in the world.
Really impressive marble columns pretty much everywhere throughout this building. He's just announced we're taking a rest break after 10 minutes, so interesting tour. Beautiful space though, oh my goodness. Take a look at this chandelier as well. Pretty impressive opulence inside of here. Beautiful carpet as well. There's a lot of money that went into this place at the expense of the people of Romania, unfortunately. Someone had to pay for this. Massive marble staircase, marble columns. You can see that amazing chandelier as well, but unfortunately this was all built using public money, so it was at the expense of the suffering Romanian people of the era. So if Ceaușescu had his way, this would have been his primary meeting room. And a huge chandelier on the ceiling. All right, the guide tells us that we are going to go see the massive rooms here in the palace. The football field-sized rooms, he tells us, are the most impressive in the building. So let's check this out.
Huge. One of them came from this door, the other one came from the other way, then they have met exactly in the center of the palace and they shook hands. Now there is this room, and actually all of the big rooms are usually used for the huge private events, usually prayed there.
Just demonstrating the acoustics of this place. So the biggest room, the Union Hall, is right in here now. Wow. That is huge. We are heading up to the balcony to take a look outside.
To build the palace and the big boulevard in front, they had to destroy an older neighborhood. About 60,000 people got displaced, and the old neighborhood has been almost totally destroyed. Actually, back in the day, in the 80s, in France, journalists, they wrote in the newspaper that in the capital city of Romania has been destroyed an area as big as the city of Venice to clear the space for this project.
All right, heading outside to see the view of Unirii Boulevard. So Unirii Boulevard was designed to be longer than the Champs-Élysées in France, he was mentioning. Yeah, pretty impressive view over Bucharest. It's bright out and very hot and humid. It's going to be 38 degrees today, so, and the humidity is just insane. And it's not even noon yet. Whew. So not the friendliest staff here at the Palace of Parliament. One of the tour guides behind me just kind of kicked me out, told me to hurry up because I was mid-sentence filming, so whatever. So the tour was definitely worthwhile. I did enjoy myself quite a bit checking out this incredible building. A little bit depressing in terms of just how opulent this place was and how much money was wasted on it, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Check out some of the Romanian history here, and really recent at that. I mean, this building is younger than I am, which is shocking. I will be heading out now, but it was really good to check out this building and understand its significance here within the context of Romanian history, why it was built, and how, I guess, it's been transformed today to the nation's parliament. So I guess it does serve a purpose today, at least. So this is the Cathedral Mantuirii Neamului, I believe it's pronounced. I could be wrong about that. But it is pretty much right next to the Parliament building here in Bucharest. Looks like it is under construction just a bit though. So I won't be making my way all the way up there. It's just way too hot and I'm sweating bullets. So continuing my walk now down Unirii Boulevard. This is the other side of the road compared to where I was yesterday. I was on that side last night. At least it's quite cool over here. I'm going to see how far I can get. There's a long 15-minute wait right now for an Uber, which would be almost as long as me just walking back. So I might just do that. About 2-kilometer walk or a mile and a half. Yeah, definitely a nice, relaxing afternoon it's turning out to be. When you're not directly under the rays of the sun, it's actually pretty pleasant. It's nice and cool under the canopy of these trees, so I'm enjoying the walk for now, and I likely won't call an Uber if this is the case. So the reason I'm heading back to the hotel right now is I have an English pale ale that I bought yesterday that I'm really eager to crack into with it being this hot outside. Then I'm going to take a really cold shower. I'm going to change, get all freshened up, and then decide how I'm going to get to Moldova. That's my plan now. I came this close. I'm pretty much on the Moldovan border. It would be country 114 for me, and it is so small that I could easily see its capital and get a sense of the country in the 2 days that I have left before I head back to Canada. So, very tempting to somehow make it happen. Likely it's going to involve a train ride up to Iasi, where I started, and then a very short 2.5-hour bus ride to Chisinau, the capital of Moldova. But again, none of this has been finalized yet. I still have to figure out the logistics of all of that. Make sure that I have a flight out, make sure that I'm not going to be stuck in Moldova somehow. But it should be okay. I don't foresee any major problems, at least. But knock on wood, right? With getting a COVID test and, you know, arranging all of that, it might just come up to paying, right? Bite the bullet and just paying for a rushed exam with the 4-hour or the 6-hour turnaround if I need to, in order to be eligible to fly back to Canada. Canada is extremely strict about these things, so I would have to spend 2 weeks in quarantine in my house if I don't get all my ducks in a row and just pay whatever it costs to avoid that. I'm back here at Unirii Square. See the fountains rolling already. Looks like they're on an intermittent cycle, probably to conserve water during the heat. Well, I think I found what you could call the only true high-rise buildings here in Bucharest. And I don't even know if you could call them high-rises. It's definitely a smaller skyline city. Again, most of it's been block communist architecture, so they still have a bit of modernizing to do. But you can see they're well on their way to it. And nothing really stretches beyond maybe the 20-story mark at this point. Well, friends, I cannot tell you just how refreshing this English pale ale is that I've been saving on a 37-degree day right now outside with extreme humidity. There's a weather alert here in Bucharest as a result of the extremely high temperatures. So definitely nice to cool down in my air-conditioned room, enjoying a bottle of this Primator English Pale Ale from the Czech Republic, so one of their craft beer varieties. Already got a couple hours before I need to head to the train station to head back to Iasi and then onward to Moldova, but I just spotted this Gloria Jean's Cafe, which is an Australian coffee chain. I'm going to go in and reminisce and get a espresso tonic while I'm at it. Well, here it is, the cold brew and tonic at Gloria Jean's Cafe, and they gave me the leftover tonic water, so that's nice. This is super high in sugar though, so I don't usually order sugary drinks, but it's so refreshing I cannot resist. This was 18 Romanian lei, so about $5.50 or to $6 Canadian, so pretty expensive, but it is what it is. It's hot out there, and I really wanted to enjoy one more of these before leaving town. All right, just made it to the Gare du Nord here in Bucharest. Gonna head in and buy a ticket up to Iasi. It's pretty bustling at this hour. I still got about a half hour till my train leaves. Well, I decided to splurge and I got myself a first class ticket, mostly because I'm curious about what first class trains are like here in Romania. This is an intercity route, so it's, you know, one of the faster trains at least. So I thought I would get a good sense of it through this experience. The ticket cost me an extra 50 lei, so about an extra 10 euros or so. Because this is a 7-hour train ride and I'm going to be traveling all the way through till 2:30 in the morning before I get to Iasi and then connect to the bus to Moldova, I figured now is the best time if I want to get some work done on the train and at least be in comfort and not crammed into a tighter space for 7 hours. So definitely a splurge on my part and an unnecessary one perhaps, but I figured, you know what, this trip is only a week long and it's my only trip that I'm going to be taking until after Christmas. With me going back to work here in 2 weeks, it's not going to leave me any time to actually get on the road, so I might as well enjoy myself. So I'm looking forward to checking out first class and seeing if it actually is worth that extra little bit of cash. Anyway, the fare was 140 lei for the one-way ticket from Bucharest to Iasi, or it would have been 90 lei if I would have went second class. So it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. So you can see it is pretty bustling right now. I think I'm gonna go check what kind of food there is on offer here. I'm gonna try to track down this michi that a viewer had suggested. However, I am doubtful given what I'm seeing around here in terms of fast food and so forth. But I'll probably get a Starbucks and some creature comforts to hold me over until I get to Iasi. It's going to be pretty much no time when I get there to get anything, so this is pretty much my final Romanian experience, unfortunate as that may be. Hopefully I'll find something that's worth eating around here. It's all chains so far, nothing really local, so I might be out of luck in that regard. The conditions are brutal. I don't want to sound like I'm whining and bitching and complaining here, but the seats are literally hard as a rock. It's like sitting on a wooden bench, and I'm on here for 7 hours. So I was expecting kind of the plush seating that I had in second class coming down. So ironically, from Brașov to Bucharest in second class, it was actually pretty comfortable. Even going up to Sighișoara, it was pretty comfortable. So I'm not sure how I got the short end of the stick, you know, experiencing this, but this is brutal. At least I do have this entire cabin to myself though, so you can see the conditions of the seats, etc. It's not necessarily the most comforting experience, but it's a trip. So 6.5 hours to go. On the bright side, I did find a chair in here that's at least somewhat plush compared to the rest. There is power. I'm not sure if it works, but I am assuming it does. Enough space for my luggage, but anybody can come in here at any moment. At least I'm getting some views of Romania out the window as well as we begin this trip north across the country. I feel really rested. I had about 3 hours of sleep on the bench here, so I pretty much just sprawled out over here. Worked for me. I am about 25 minutes away from Iasi at this point, and then I'm going to be tracking down the bus to Moldova. The Moldovan border is only 20 minutes away from Iasi, so I should enter the country pretty quickly after finding that bus. I believe the next departure is at 3:45 in the morning. That'll put me into Chisinau, the capital of Moldova, at about 6 o'clock. Pretty bright and early, and I'll be able to have a full day ahead of me of sightseeing the capital of Moldova and spending a night there, and then the next day, unfortunately, I need to head back to Canada, so it'll be about a half day, maybe about 4 p.m. I'll head out of Moldova and start making the journey back westward across the Atlantic Ocean. I do think I need to have an overnight, though, on Friday night somewhere. I'm thinking it's going to be in Warsaw or in Vienna. I'm not sure exactly yet, but I'll be able to see a little bit more Europe before catching a Saturday evening flight back to Canada. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm kind of just playing it by ear. There's no tickets booked. There is not a soul in the cabin anymore. It is about 2:30 in the morning, but it looks like nobody bought a first class ticket all the way up to Iasi. only myself. So pretty lonely ride here, but a lot of space. I basically have the entire car to myself at this point. All right, it is 2:20 in the morning, and I've just arrived here in Iasi. And I am on my way to the bus station, which is just across the street. I feel completely awake though. I slept for a good three and a half hours on that train, so I'm not tired in the slightest at this point. So this is the Iasi railway station. I didn't actually see it before because I didn't take rail out of here. I took a bus to Brasov, so I never got a chance to see their railway station, but yeah, it's what you'd expect. Looks like there's a 24-hour McDonald's there, but I'm not sure if it's open to walk-in guests, but I guess we'll see. But the bus station is just across the way there, so I'm pretty close to where I'm catching the bus to Moldova. In any case, welcome to Iasi. This is the bus station. Now, of course, there's not a ton of services leaving here, especially at this hour, so the ticket booths are all closed. What I'm likely guessing is due to the hour, it being a 3:45 in the morning bus, I'm guessing it's just going to pull up at 3:45 and I'm going to pay the driver whatever it costs. I think it's 50 lei, and that's about it. All right, the bus has arrived and I am boarding to Chisinau, and it's just about 4 o'clock in the morning right now.
Good morning and welcome to Moldova.